Hello and welcome back to Fate Stay Night. My name is Maybe Dennis, and last time Saber was summoned and she fights with Lancer, and after an exchange of clashes, they kind of like back off, and he's like, "All right, time to unleash my noble phantasm, gay bull," and then skewer Saber right in the heart. And no, she's kind of fine, but not really. But Lancer's like, "Oh damn it, my what's up master told me to retreat, so I'm gonna go." And Lancer kind of leaves, and then Saber's like, "Wait, there's another enemy outside. I'm gonna go intercept them." And Shirou's like, "No, wait. Oh god, we gotta don't do that." And because we find out that it's actually Rin. Yeah, we already knew that. But Rin comes in. She's like, "Well, thanks for not killing me, and let me explain to you all the stuff that you need to know, and how you're not that great of a mage, but we'll try to sort things through." And then later on, we kind of go to the church where we get an explanation from Kotomine Kire, who is the sus priest that we all know and love. And after a very, very long explanation and exposition, we basically make the choice to, yeah, you know what? I don't want to participate in this. Fuck this shit. We turn in 2 of our seals, use our last remaining seal to break our contract with Saber, and we go home all happy, and nothing bad will ever happen. Nope, we get ambushed by this girl named Ilya and Berserker. Yeah, and then they squish Shirou. Oh, it was pretty bad. So yeah, that's where we ended. We had our first bad end, and we went to the Tiger Dojo, which was kind of nice. But today, I'm going to continue. I'm not going to die, hopefully. We're going to accept our fate stay night, and continue on with the Holy Grail War. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's head into it. The last part was basically the area where we had to make the choice, which is, we're going to fight. I'm not going to run away. To be honest, all this Holy Grail War and Master stuff doesn't really feel real to me. But if my only choices are to fight and run, I'll never run away. Even the priest told me that I should be prepared if I'm a mage. That's why I'll need to decide. Shirou Emiya is a mage, even if not a full-fledged one. I've always admired Kiritugu Emiya, and I decided to follow in his footsteps to become a champion of justice. So I need to... Master として戦う。10年前の火事の原因が聖杯戦争だって言うなら、俺はあんな出来事を2度も起こさせるわけにはいかない。Yeah, you know, that's actually a pretty believable reason for Emiya to take on the role as a master. He had the option to leave and to give up his rights, even though that would have resulted in him getting killed by Berserker. But here it's like, yeah, we already know how much of a big deal that incident 10 years ago affected him. He knows how tragic and horrible it was, and he knows that he wants to be a hero of justice to prevent things like that. And if he has a chance to basically get the Grail out of the hands of someone who might cause that, then that's just great, right? The priest gives me a satisfied smile, as if he likes my answer. I take a deep breath. I'm done wavering. A man has said he's going to fight. The only thing to do from now on is to move forward, head held high, so I can live up to that. それでは君をセーバーのマスターと認めよう。この瞬間に今回の聖杯戦争は受理された。これよりマスターが残り1人になるまでこの町における魔術戦を許可する。各々が自身の誇りに従い存分に競い合え。This technically puts Shirou in an interesting spot because he's not really fighting to win, he's fighting to prevent tragedy. So if someone that, is not going to use a wish or the Holy Grail to destroy or ruin people's lives, he should be okay with it because it's preventing a tragedy. The priest's voice echoes heavily through the chapel. The declaration is utterly meaningless. Only Tohsaka and I are here to hear it anyway. You just rang a metaphorical bell to kick things off as a formality, I guess.
決まりね。それじゃあ帰るけど、私も一つぐらい質問していい？キレ。
構わんよ。これが最後かもしれんのだ。
You might die tomorrow.
大抵の疑問には答えよ。
それじゃあ遠慮なく。キレ、あんた見届け役なんだから、他のマスターの情報ぐらいは知ってるんでしょ？こっちは教会のルールに従ってあげたんだから、それぐらい教えなさい。
それは困ったな。教えてやりたいのは山々だが、私も詳しくは知らんのだ。
In that case, how does he know that all 7 servants have been summoned if they don't report back to this dude?
エミやシロウも含め今回は正規の魔術師が少ない。私が知り得るマスターは2人だけだ。エミやシロウを加えれば3人か。
It's like so much for an overseer. He doesn't know shit.
あ、そう。なら呼び出された順番ならわかるでしょ。
I know when Saber was summoned. It's like, no shit.
仮にも監視役なんだから。
1番手はバーサーか。2番手はキャスターかな。あとはそう大差はない。先日にアーチャー、そして数時間前にセイバーが呼び出された。
Huh, that's interesting. Okay, so Berserker was summoned first and second was Caster. So there should be, I mean, here we have Archer and Saber. So there's missing information for Rider, Assassin, and Lancer.
そう。それじゃあこれで。
正式に聖杯戦争が開始されたということだ。リン、聖杯戦争が終わるまでこの教会に足を運ぶことは許されない。許されるとしたらそれ。
自分のサーバントを失って保護を願う場合のみでしょ。それ以外にあんたを頼ったら減点ってことね。
Oh man, if only we took Sanctuary here last time. I don't really blame Shirou, this guy's kind of a prick. But he didn't know the danger he was in.
おそらく君が勝者になるだろうが、減点がついては教会が黙っていない。連中はつまらない論議の末、君から聖杯を奪い取るだろう。私としては最悪の展開だ。
Come to think of it, I never really properly paid attention, so I don't actually know the reason. I wonder why the cycle this time was 10 years instead of like 40. Did they explain it? I feel like they did, but I
教
didn't
会の
pay
人間が
attention.
魔術協会の肩を持つのね。
私は神に仕える身だ。教会に仕えているわけではない。
I don't care about church. I serve God.
よく言うわ。だからエセなのよ、あんたは。
Tohsaka turns her back on the priest. Without saying goodbye, she makes her way towards the exit.
そんなんでいいのか、トーサカ。あいつお前の兄弟子なんだろ。なら
Shouldn't she have a little bit more to say than that? Nah, fuck that. Oh.
いいわよ、そんなの。むしろ縁が切れてせいせいするぐらいだもの。そんなことよりあなたも外に出なさい。もうこの教会に用はないから。
We saw the 2 JPEGs, making it look like she waved her hair. Tohsaka cuts through the chapel without stopping and leaves the church. I sigh and follow Tohsaka, but then I sense something and turn around. Whoa, you're a little bit too close. I don't know when he caught up, but the priest is right behind me, looking down at me.
なんだよ。まだなんかあるっていうのか。
I'm talking big, but I take a step back. It's kind of scary, man. The priest scares the hell out of me. I don't know what it is. Maybe he just rubs me the wrong way. Whatever it is, I can't really make myself like him.
話がないなら帰るからな。
I head to the exit, trying to escape his stare. At that moment,
喜べ少年。
rejoice, my boy.
君の願いはようやく叶う。
Your wish will finally come true. The priest speaks like he's some kind of divine oracle. Those words, I'm gonna be a Seigi no Mikata. Aren't they a reflection of my true feelings? Shirou Emiya's true intentions that I wasn't even aware of?
何をいきなり。
分かっていたはずだ。明確な悪がいなければ君の望みは叶わない。たとえそれが君にとって容認し得ぬものであろうと、正義の味方には倒すべき悪が必要だ。
In order for there to be a hero, there must be an evil. He got me. Everything around me seems to go dark. Did he talk about his dream in front of Kirei? If not, then that is pretty creepy. It's like, how did he know? The priest says, Shirou Emiya's greatest wish and his ugliest wish are 2 sides of the same coin. That's right. My wish is to protect something. Means that I'm also wishing for something to protect people from.
お前。
But I would never wish for something like that. I don't even remember ever desiring that. A wish so unstable just means that what I'm aspiring to is contradictory. Yet the priest brings it up, as if to say, good thing that you have an enemy now.
何取り繕うことはない。君の葛藤は人間としてとても正しい。
I tried to shake off the priest's words and head outside.
さらばだ、エミヤシロ。
Farewell.
最後の忠告になるが、帰り道には気をつけたまえ。
What do you mean? It's freaking like 2 a.m. at this point. Who else would be out here? Yes, who else?
これより君の世界は一変する。君は殺し、殺される側の人間になった。その身はすでにマスターなのだからな。
Man, that church section was so long. As soon as I leave, the weight on my shoulders seemed to lift. Actually, I probably shouldn't look at this, but I'm going to look at it anyways. Let's take a look at the flowchart. So yes, here we have the strongest enemy. Oh, we're also splitting into two. Oh, this is probably going to be another dead end, actually. So we're starting getting dead ends. Yeah, alright. Okay, let's see. As soon as I leave, the weight on my shoulders seems to lift. It might be because I'm away from the priest, but it might also be because I see Tohsaka conspicuous in her uniform. I wonder why oh wait, no. I was gonna say, why is Tohsaka's uniform so different from everyone else's? It's that she has her uniform under her coat. And so her uniform is actually very similar to all the other female uniforms. And the blonde girl in a raincoat. The slightly mismatched sight of those two standing together relieves whatever pressure I felt. Saber is still silent. She looks at me and seems to want to know why I decided.
行きましょう。町に戻るまでは一緒でしょ、私たち。
Tohsaka starts walking, her pace brisk. Saber and I follow suit, and the three of us leave the church grounds. We walk down the hill. We hadn't talked much on the way here, but there's even less conversation on the way back. Even someone as dull as me knows why. After our visit to the church, I accepted my position as a master. That must be why Tohsaka is keeping her distance. Yeah, we're gonna be enemies starting tomorrow. I get it. But I don't like the idea of seeing Tohsaka in that light.
Tohsaka, お前のサーバント大丈夫なのか？
え？あ、うん。あーちゃんなら無事よ。まあ、セイバーにやられたダメージは簡単に消えそうにないから、しばらく実体化はさせられないだろうけど。
じゃあそばにはいないのか？
ええ、私の家でかくまってる状態。今他のサーバントに襲われたら不利だから、傷が治るまでは有利な場所で敵に備えさせてるの。
You know, one thing I do want to say is that, like, I know that they told us about the spirit form and only servants in spirit form can hit other servants in spirit form, but I don't think we've ever seen a servant die while in spirit form. They've always died while, like, being in physical form. I kind of wonder if we're ever going to see that. At least, if there has been a case, please let me know, because I have zero recollection of that ever happening in any Grail War. I see. Unlike my house, I'm sure Tohsaka's house is well fortified against enemies. A mage's home is like a fortress. There's not much chance of defeating them there. Which means the enemies tend not to try attacking them at home. Huh. The bounded field around our houses just notifies us of intruders, but even having that makes a big difference.
そういえばトーサカ、さっきやつ聖杯戦争の監督役って言ってたけどさ、あいつお前のサーバントを知ってるのか？
知らないはずよ。私教えてないもの。
How do you know you summoned Archer? Oh wait, no. Did you say she summoned Archer or just Archer was summoned a few days ago? I mean, he also knows that there are only 2 spots left and she summoned it, and now we summoned Saber. So yeah, he pieced it together.
そうなのか。お前とあいつ仲がいいからそうだと思う。
You guys need to get along really well.
あのね、ミヤ君。忠告しておくけど、自分のサーバントの正体は誰にも教えちゃダメよ。たとえ信用できる相手でも黙っておきなさい。そうでないと早々に消えることになるから。
What? I don't even know who she is.
セイバーの正体って何さ？
だからサーバントがどこの英雄かっていうことよ。
I actually forgot how long it takes for us to realize that.
いくら強いからって戦力を明かしてちゃいつか寝首をかかれるに決まってるでしょ。いいから後でセーバーから新名を教えてもらいなさい。そうすれば私の言ってることがわかる。けどちょっとタンマエミヤ君はあれだからいっそ教えてもらわない方がいいわね。
She shouldn't tell you because you're kind of dumb.
なんでさ。
エミヤ君隠し事できないものなら知らない方が秘密にできるじゃない。
あのな、人を何だと思ってるんだ。それぐらいの駆け引きはできるぞ俺。
You're a dum-dum that stayed at school until like freaking 9 p.m. What is wrong with you?
そうじゃあ私に隠していることとかある？
That I have a crush on you? Damn it!
遠坂に隠してることってそれは。
I feel a hot blush in my cheeks as she looks at me. I shouldn't feel guilty, but I wonder if if secretly idolizing her even counts in this context. Yeah, it's like, I'm just keeping a secret that I like you. Wait, shit.
ほら見なさい。何を隠しているか知らないけど動揺が顔に出るようじゃ向いてないわ。あなたは他にいいところがあるんだから駆け引きなんて考えるのはやめなさい。
それじゃ遠坂はどうなんだよ。あの神父にも黙ってるってことはあいつも信用してないってことか。
Have you not heard a single conversation I had with him? Of course I don't fucking trust that guy.
キレ？まさか。私あいつを信用するほどおめでたくないわ。あいつはね、教会から魔術協会にくら替えしたくせにまだ教会に在籍している食わせ者なのよ。人の情報を他のマスターに売るぐらいはやりかねないわ。
Tohsaka huffs, obviously annoyed. I guess Tohsaka really doesn't trust that priest. I'm a little relieved, but at the same time, her tone of voice also conveys a sort of closeness with the priest. We cross the bridge. There's nothing else to talk about. Our frosty white breath hangs in the winter air. The faint sound of flowing water bubbles up from beneath the bridge where we walked in the streetlight's illumination. All of those small details etch themselves onto my memory. Oddly, I don't think to look at Tohsaka's face. It feels like more of a rarity to be walking beside her like this than it does to see her face. Me, Tohsaka, and the girl called Saber, about whom I know nothing. The three of us, without doing anything in particular, walk back to our homes. I kind of like this song. It doesn't really stand out so much to me, like that much. But like the more I listen to it, it's just a vibe. I keep bobbing my head back and forth, like yeah. We reach the intersection. This is where we will have to separate, as our homes are in opposite directions.
ここでお別れね。義理は果たしたし、これ以上一緒にいると何かと面倒でしょ。きっぱり別れて、明日からは敵同士にならないと。
Wait, please. Can you help me fight the other enemy first? I think she's trying to bring closure to our ambiguous relationship. Tohsaka starts talking, but suddenly cuts off. Then I realize something. She didn't explain the rules to me out of obligation. She was only trying to help me, as I knew absolutely nothing to make things fair for me. And that's why, the moment things have been explained, everything goes back to normal. All that's left is for us to fight each other as masters. But that would make her last words to me strange. Tohsaka must have meant that it would be hard to fight if she felt empathy for me. What were her last words? We should split up. We should part ways amicably, and tomorrow we'll be enemies. Oh, it's like can we do that if we're gonna be enemies? For Tohsaka, everything that happened tonight was unnecessary. Things would get complicated if we stuck together any longer. If that's how she felt, she wouldn't have gotten involved with me to begin with. She's smart enough to know that. But she helped me, even knowing that it wouldn't benefit her in any way. That's how I know that she had no ulterior motive for doing what she did tonight. She did it purely out of the kindness of her heart. And the kindness of your heart, because it's technically, she remade it. Tohsaka is totally different now than she usually is at school. She's harsh and unfriendly at school, and that's putting it mildly. But seeing her right now, I want to ask her why the hell she acts the way she does at school. Honesty? Honestly, the difference is on the level of fraud. You fraud! But either way, Rin Tohsaka is also exactly what everyone thinks she is.
Tosaka っていいやつなんだな。
Oh, is she gonna blush? Oh, no.
何よ突然。おだてだって手は抜かないわよ。
I still don't know if Shirou figured out that Tosaka revived him. I know that. She had to tell me that it would be a pain to be empathetic because she isn't going easy on me.
知ってる。けど、できれば敵同士にはなりたくない。俺、お前みたいなやつは好きだ。
My secret, no. I heard Tosaka's house is in the residential district with all the western houses in the opposite direction of my house. She took care of me up until now, so I like to walk her home.
とにかくサーバントがやられたら迷わずさっきの教会に逃げ込みなさいよ。そうすれば命だけは助かるんだから。
It's like, I already know you're gonna lose.
それは気が引けるけど、一応聞いておく。けど、そんなことにはならないだろう。どう考えてもセイバーより俺の方が短命だ。
That's kind of true. He kind of dives head into danger. I've calmly assessed the situation. Tosaka's reaction is once again puzzling. After that weary sigh, she glances at Saber.
いいわ。これ以上の忠告は本当に感情移入になっちゃうから言わない。せいぜい気をつけなさい。いくらセイバーが優れているからってマスターであるあなたがやられちゃったらそれまでなんだから。
She turns around and starts walking. And yet, she stops dead in her tracks, as if she's seen a ghost.
トサカ
The moment I call out to her, a stinging pain shoots through my left hand.
ねえ、お話は終わり？
Are you two done chatting yet? Yachae Basaka. A young voice echoes in the night. The sing-song tone comes unmistakably from a young girl. My eyes are drawn to the top of the hill. I hadn't noticed the sky's parting. Now the brilliant moon illuminates the sky. No, I don't see her. And there. What? He's fucking jacked. A shadow looms. It's a strange shape that seems out of place in the darkened town.
まさか。
I'm not familiar with the word that Tosaka whispers. I don't even need to ask. It's definitely a servant. It gives off an overwhelming aura of death that surpasses even the fire from 10 years ago. Yeah, this guy ain't no fire.
こんばんは、お兄ちゃん。こうして会うのは2度目だね。
Okay, let's take a look at the CG. Man, every time I see Berserker, he's just so freaking jacked. The girl smiles, and now we know that she's freaking crazy. Her innocence sends a chill up my spine. No, the chill goes even deeper than that. It's not just my body, even my mind freezes. That thing is a monster. I'm not even looking into its eyes, but its intimidating presence paralyzes me. My instincts tell me that I'm dead the instant I move. It feels like someone is pressing a knife against my exposed stomach. Bro, look at this.
あいつ桁違いだ。
Oh my god, I've never seen this CG before. While all I manage to do is stand there paralyzed, Tosaka is composed enough to brace herself. Even that seems futile. I can only see her back, but I still sense her despair.
あれ？なんだ、あなたのサーバントはお休みなんだ。つまんないな。2匹一緒に潰してあげようって思ったのに。
You know what? You're right. That's no fun. Let me go home and get my servant back, please. That way it'll be a little bit more fun for you. Bye-bye. The young girl seemed displeased as she stands at the top of the hill looking down on us. This is even worse. That girl knows Tosaka's servant is not here. And then the girl bows gracefully, which seems wildly out of place given the current mood.
はじめまして、リン。私はイリア。
I already knew that. Not because I already watched the show or watched the anime or whatever, because the Tiger Dojo freaking spoiled me.
イリアスフィール・フォン・アインツベルンって言えばわかるでしょ。アインツベルン。
Tosaka trembles slightly, seeming to recognize the name. The girl smiles, seemingly delighted by Tosaka's reaction.
じゃあ行くね。
Tohsaka, yeah! In a sing-song voice, the girl orders the monstrosity behind her. The giant jumps. In a single leap, this berserker sails all the way from the top of the hill to its bottom, where we stand.
Shirou, 下がって。
Saber surges forward. Her raincoat flutters off her shoulders, blocking my view for a moment. Let's go! Sword clash! Saber runs towards where Berserker is about to land. Berserker lands, kicking up a small torrent of air in his wake. The two meet almost simultaneously. The very air shakes. Saber stops Berserker's rock-like sword with her invisible sword. Saber's mouth twists as she strains. And then Berserker's giant sword moves in a flash, creating a whirlwind. Thunder. The clash of swords, almost tearing the air, ends in Saber's defeat. Well, that was very quick. Holy shit, he's strong as fuck! I hear something skidding. Saber blocks Berserker's giant sword with her own, but the impact pushes her backwards. Saber buckles. You know, as much as I kind of like joke around about, you know, the use of JPEGs and PNGs, it's actually pretty good, given their limited resources. It does have a weird sense of movement, despite the fact that there's nothing moving. The copper-skinned servant follows her. The monster swings its giant sword again and again, as if it knows how to do nothing else. Saber continues to block it with her sword, unable to dodge its strikes. Saber's sword being invisible doesn't matter. She needs to put all her strength into blocking his attack, or she's dead for sure. Saber's left with no choice but to remain on the defensive. The only chance Saber has of winning is to find an opportunity to strike between Berserker's attacks. And yet, that's only if Berserker leaves her an opening. His massive black... I thought it said his massive black rock sword moves like a raging storm. He is enormous. Despite his size and unwieldy weapon, Berserker is faster than Saber. His unrelenting attack just smashes whatever is in his way. That's all. But it's enough to be effective. As long as he retains his overwhelming speed and power, he doesn't really need technique. Humans devise technique to compensate for their own weaknesses. That giant, that monster, he has no weaknesses. Run, run! That's the only thing I can manage to say. My body's completely frozen. That thing cannot be beaten. Saber's gonna die. That's why she needs to run. It'd be easy if it was just her that needed to flee. Of course, she knows that perfectly well. That's not good. My body may be paralyzed, but my mind is still working. The raging storm of death simply won't let up. Saber retreats, unable to block it all. And then, the final unblockable blow comes. Saber hangs in air. I thought he was gonna be like, oh, how did you block my unblockable blow? Just like how Lancer said that. Twisting her body impossibly, Saber manages to defend against Berserker's titanic swing. It's all she can do to defend herself from the fatal blow. But because she can't completely brace herself against the giant's tremendous swing, his attack sends her flying. After sailing in a wide arc, she falls to the ground. Just before her back hits the ground, Saber turns in midair and lands on her feet. She manages to compose herself, but the crimson blood stains her chest. She's still hurt. I'm such an idiot. I completely forgotten about something crucial. This is her third fucking servant fight in a day. I don't know how many times servants can fight in a day, but this is Saber's third battle. On top of that, Saber still hasn't healed from the wound Lancer inflicted on her chest earlier. Ugh. Saber shifts her guard to protect her chest. Berserker moves in like a violent wind, striking at Saber while she's hampered by her wound. His blows rain down on her back. Oh, Tohsaka's here. Alright, she was talking in German, now Einsberg is also German. I don't know what kind of magecraft Tohsaka used, but something bursts against Berserker's body. From the amount of magical energy I can feel, the impact must have been equivalent to a large caliber pistol. Bro, even that is meaningless. He's so badass. I remember every time seeing any Fate Stay Night media involving Berserker, like he always gave this extreme aura of intimidation. He has aura. He barely even scratches him. He isn't nullifying magical energy like what Saber does. The attack just doesn't affect him. Man, a machine, son! Despite that, Tohsaka continues to cast her spell. Berserker just ignores Tohsaka's spell and charges at Saber. Saber painfully lifts her head. She readies her sword, intent on continuing the fight. The sight of her in so much pain gets me moving again. I yell with all my might. She hears me, but she braces herself to confront an enemy that she can't possibly compete with. Berserker's attacks are relentless. Saber weakens with every block. The end slowly creeps up upon her. Where in that small frame of hers does such power come from? Saber doesn't retreat. She endures a great sword's fierce attacks and tries to push Berserker back with sheer vigor. She has no chance of winning. Even though she knows her demise is inevitable, she holds her ground adamantly. Maybe it sends something from her. The monster, silent until now, suddenly roars. And suddenly we get noise complaints. So much for keeping this freaking battle of Holy Grail war a secret. Dude, it's like 2 a.m. Shut up! Its attacks are impossible to block. The attacks rain down on her, though her defense is flawless, but one strike finally sends her flying. Damn, yeah, that's a lot of damage. Slam! It's the sound of something falling in the distance. Fresh blood stains her armor. Her small frame shouldn't be able to rise, and yet... She stands up without thinking. Her actions say that she needs to keep going, or else I'll be killed. Nice detail on the sword. You can see the outline of the sword because her blood is basically drenched. Her sword is drenched in her blood. Her actions. I realize I made a foolish decision. Berserker stops after defeating Saber. It doesn't so much as look at Tohsaka or me. It just waits for its master's orders. I love how she's telling us basically who this is, because doesn't matter what we know about the servant. We have like 0 chance of beating him. It's just so jacked. It's like advantages? Ah, fuck that. Hercules! The girl calling herself Ilya narrows her eyes in joy. Her eyes express elation from the anticipation of finishing off her enemies. There is no need to ask who she is expecting to kill. Saber. Then what will I do? Am I going to fight that monster instead? I can't do that. Just getting near that thing without being prepared would be enough to stop my heart. I'm going to... Oh! Choice. Well, as someone who knows how this turns out in the anime, I already know what choice I'm going to make. Joseph Joestar's secret technique. Run, Tohsaka, we need to leave. I'm going to get away from this place. Saber can't win against that monster. If I let her keep fighting, she's dead. Then... Go, go, go! I take Tohsaka's hand and run. If that girl's really after us, she'll definitely give chase. That means Saber might live, and we might have a chance to survive if we can get somewhere where there are people. She shakes me off. And then there's a flash. Tohsaka moves in to protect my defenseless back. He's right behind. Ugh. He takes a blow that had been meant for me. She turns her face towards me. I see her pained expressions. You fucking idiot! Red stains her lips, and she looks down almost curiously at the sword impaling her chest.
あれ何やってんだろう私。
Is that a question about her trying to protect me, or just taking Berserker's attack? Tohsaka tilts her head, admitting that it had all been useless from the start.
教会綺麗なところに。
Damn. I know that, like, Shirou's like, Tohsaka has this image at school, but she's, like, her personality is really different. But you can really see that her actual personality is really, really kind. Even now, literally, she's about to die, and she's like, no, please, get to safety. Almost the instant she's spoken those words, Berserker hurls her body to the ground. My body reacts before I can think. The dark giant looms before me. As the monster throws Tohsaka's body to the ground, I seize the opportunity to run away. I flee desperately, like an animal jumping through the ring of fire. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
かわいいねお兄ちゃん。バーサーカーから逃げられると思えるなんて。
He's running pretty fast, actually. I run. Tohsaka's words echo in my head. The church. I need to run up to the hill to reach the church. I'll go to the church and ask Kotomini for help. I need to do that, or else Tohsaka will die. I think she's kind of dead. And Saber will die. Oh, I won't be able to help either of them. And then I'll die too. You can hear the swing. I feel a blow to my back. But it's not a sword. The giant's Dozer blade hands strike my back, sending me flying. I thought I was gonna say it was a fucking car. Oh, well, perfect. In the cemetery. Ugh.
もうこの役立たず。簡単に殺すなって言ったのに、そんなこともできないの？力だけの出来損ない。今度私の言いつけを守れなかったら、最後の一回になるまで殺すからね。
Very last life. Interesting note.
生きてる。ここまで吹き飛ばされたのに、まだ生きてるの？そう、生きてるんだ、お兄ちゃん。何の魔術も使えないようだけど、マスターに選ばれる理由はあったみたいね。いいわ、それぐらいじゃないと私も日本に来た意味がないもの。
I can't move. Calling the state I'm in alive would be sort of an overstatement. Goner would be close to the mark. Oh, well, the world's upside down.
簡単には死なせないわ。あなたにはもっと傷ついてもらって、今までの時間がどれだけ恵まれていたのか教えてあげるんだから。
The silver-haired girl holds my head down. Cold, pale fingertips freeze my skull. I know somehow that I can't possibly go back to who I was before.
自分じゃ決して死ねない醜い人形にしてあげる。お兄ちゃんは今日からキリツグの代わりになるの。
Kiritsugu? I've always wanted to be Kiritsugu. Yay! I muster the last bit of sense I have to hope Saber and Tohsaka are safe. Bad end. Alright. This should be Tiger Dojo number 2. Yeah. Let's go.
こんにちは。サクッと死んだあなたを一から鍛え直す夢のレスキューコーナー、タイガー道場師範藤村大河です。
本当はこんなところに出る必要なんてないけど、お情けでタイガに付き合ってあげてるイリアです。
Oh man, Ilya seems super out of place here because she just fucking killed us. Ah! Why'd you kill my boy?
この道場では貴様の名称は弟子1号。
いたた。この私を吹き飛ばすなんて、用途を取らしない恐るべし。
Whoa! The tiger bamboo sword has been added to the weapons direct dictionary. I have a weapon dictionary?
今変な音 ことしなかった？
Oh, okay. Oh, they're gonna teach us about that. Thanks, Taiga.
別にしなかったけど、それよりタイガ今回のテーマは
Never
何
mind.
なの？
What are you talking about?
今回のテーマはバッドエンドについて。いきなりだけどフェイトは油断イコール敗北と心得るように。基本的にみんな容赦ないので選択肢になったらセーブするのは平等よ。シローの日常は赤信号だらけのスクランブルってなもんなんだから。
So many red lights.
お兄ちゃんたら好きだらけだからね。やっぱり私が守ってあげないとダメなんだから。
Protect? Protect? Ugh.
チェスト
Just
痛い。師匠、その竹刀本当に痛いであります。もっと優しい竹刀にしてください。
却下。愛情を転じて殺人に至るようなちびっ子は道場3周。キリキリ走れい。
疲れるの反対。
Wait, you're saying my punishment for killing someone's 3 laps? I can do that.
トラスタンプが欲しくないのか。
分かったわ。走ってきます。
さて今回のシーンはあの最強ちびっ子相手に逃げようなんて思ったことよ。
Sinister kiddo.
あの子に会ったらもう倒すか倒されるかだけ。
It's either kill or be
あ
killed.
んたの選択は死を招くから気をつけなさい。
タイガー、なんか道場の隅に猫がいるよ。
There's a cat?
尻尾踏んで追い返しなさい。
Damn, that's cruel.
あと私をトラと呼ぶな。
はーい、変な猫を追い返しました。
よろしい。では今回はここまで。
Oh, so
物
useless.
語はまだ始まったばかり。この山場を乗り越えたらようやくマスターとしての戦いが始まるような、始まらないような。
どっちなのよ。
もうちょっと修行編かな。
Okay. I don't know what to say to that. We gotta help Saber. It's kill or be killed. I refuse to abandon someone when they're down. And while we're here, let's take a look at the flowchart. Ah, yes. Well, we're gonna see some splats here, but at least that's potentially better than here. All right. That's how I've always lived my life. And most importantly, I can't leave the girl who's fought so hard to protect me.
いいわよバーサーカー。そいつ再生するから一撃で仕留めなさい。
Berserker rumbles back into movement. I run forward as fast as I can. I can't possibly do anything against that monster, but the least I can do is to get Saber out of the way and save her from the Berserker's attack. I fall. Why? I was gonna shove Saber away from Berserker, then I figure what to do after. So why? Yeah, you shoved her away, and who was taking the attack? Why? Why am I on the ground, unable to breathe? I hear surprised voices. First is Saber, who's in front of me now. Then there's Tohsaka, standing in the distance, looking aghast. Then, for some reason, the girl calling herself Ilya stares down at me, dumbfounded. There's a gaping, ragged hole in the middle of my body. I'm on the ground. On the asphalt, there's only a little blood considering how big the wound is. I see some withered, branch-looking things and some shattered stuff, and man, that looks painful. All those parts scattered around. Wait, they're mines! So, I didn't make it. I never could have pushed Saber away, so I was just her shield. And then that ungodly huge machete thing took a good chunk out of my stomach. Well, Shirou's done a lot tonight. I can't believe I failed at a time like this. I tried my best to be a hero of justice, but I screwed it all up when it really mattered.
なんで？
The silver-haired girl's face is blank as she speaks. After standing there dumbfounded, she just says,
もういい。こんなのつまんない。
She calls Berserker back without finishing Saber off.
リン、次に会ったら殺すから。
You watch yourself now, okay? The girl leaves. After she disappears, I completely black out. You know, I remember originally thinking like, wow, did she really leave like that? But I'm not gonna spoil anything, but after getting to know her character a little bit and seeing her in Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night, you kind of get a understanding of why. Because she has reasons for going after Shirou, and she's already kind of hinted it has something to do with Kiritsugu. They lose consciousness. I'm really dead this time, for sure. Game's over. I somehow survived when Lancer killed me last time. My luck's definitely run out. There's no magecraft that can save a person who just lost half his body. Jesus, I've already done it once. I've run out of energy. I hear a voice reprimanding me. It must be Tohsaka. She sounds like she's really mad, and I feel bad, but had no choice. I'm not good at everything like her. All I have to work is with my own body. That's why. The only thing I can do was to risk it all using my own body. Shirou's fucking dead. Alright, we're gonna go to the next day, apparently, where we're going to visit ourselves in our funeral. Okay, February 3rd. Day... I don't even know what date it is. Part 4. Partner. Man, Shirou, like, he's not built for this. Winter. 5 years ago. 5 years ago was when Kiritsugu died, I believe. It was a beautiful moonlit night. I was just enjoying the sight with my father, Kiritsugu Emiya. It was winter, but it wasn't very cold. On the veranda, it was just a little chilly, the perfect weather to watch the moon. Kiritsugu didn't go outside much anymore. He rarely went out, and he spent most of his time lounging around the house. Every time I recall this, I still feel regret. Why didn't I realize that he was acting the way any creature does when they know their time is almost up? He blurted it out, just out of nowhere. My father, who already seemed like a champion of justice in my eyes, said that as if he were reflecting on a memory. I asked, unable to completely hide my disappointment. Kiritsugu smiled apologetically and looked up at the distant moon. That made sense to me. I wasn't sure why, but if Kiritsugu said it, then it had to be true. Kiritsugu nodded in agreement. So I just kind of blurted out something out as if it was a natural thing to say. Because I'll make it reality. That bold promise made my father smile. His face said everything I need to know. Kiritsugu made a long, contented sigh and whispered. There, he closed his eyes, and so too his life came to a close. He looked so peaceful, like he was going to wake up in the morning, so I didn't think much about it. Maybe it was because by then, I was used to seeing death. On a winter night, the man I called my father looked up at the moon and entered a long sleep. The yard was dead silent, not so much as a single chirp from an insect. I still remember how fiercely my eyes blazed on that bright, clear night. I didn't cry aloud, nor did I feel sad, but tears flowed down my cheek until the moon sank past the horizon. You know, this is gonna be technically spoilers. It was probably a literal definition of spoilers, but I'm gonna talk about it. So I'm gonna talk about Fate Zero. So if you haven't watched it, which you know I think people watching this would be a little bit familiar, but I'm gonna talk about the ending of Fate Zero. So, from my memory, this is actually the very, very last scene of Fate Zero, as Kiritsugu Emiya reaches the end of his life. And the scene obviously also appears in Fate Stay Night. And when I remember seeing it in the original Fate Stay Night, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't feel much from it. It was just a man passing down his dream to his son. And I was like, okay, and now that's Emiya's goal. But after seeing how Kiritsugu lived his life, from childhood all the way up until basically adopting Shirou and, you know, the 5 years he spent with him, it really, it was, everything kind of came full circle, and it just really hit me in the heart, you know? And seeing it in this form and having all that context, it actually kind of makes me a little bit teary-eyed, because it was just kind of like, oh, it was a shackle that kind of, in a way, Kiritsugu may have kind of cursed Emiya, or sorry, Kiritsugu may have technically kind of cursed Shirou into continuing this hero of justice business, because it made it his goal. And in Shirou's attempt to follow this goal, he's done a lot of stupid stuff that really endangers his life. If he wasn't trying to be so, you know, such a goody two shoes, for lack of better words, or such a good person in general, he would have never found himself in a position where he would have been killed by Lancer, never would have, you know, found himself in a position where he would have been killed by Berserker or like other stuff too. If he wasn't such a good person, if he wasn't such a person who was trying to help people out as much as possible, he would have been able to help himself a little bit more. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about the scene because, like, initial impressions was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, they just threw that in there to give Shirou a goal, and now I'm just like, no, it's being passed down, and you can see all the stuff that leads up to it, and oh man, I really feel it. This happened in the winter 5 years ago. I probably cried 10 years worth of tears in that time, so after that, there was nothing left. Fujine's dad took care of the funeral arrangements, and that's how I ended up living in the Emiya mansion all alone. Kiritsugu's passing didn't change anything for me. I was set on becoming a man who champions justice and does what's right, just like my father, so I didn't have time to sit around. That's right. I never talked about this, but I still remember it. 10 years ago, a man saved me from a fire. He picked up a burned, dying child and carried him out of hell, weeping with joy. I've admired him ever since. Nobody saved me. I couldn't save anyone. In the ruins of the fire, there was only a boy who was saved, and the man who saved him. That's why I aspired to be like him. I wanted to become a hero of justice that saves people and doesn't let anyone die. That's who he wanted to be, and he passed his wish on to me before quietly letting the curtain fall. It's only natural for a child to follow their father's footsteps. Shirou Emiya must become a hero of justice and save someone the same way that he was once saved. I swore to myself that I would do it. I vowed to fulfill the dream of the man I most admired. But honestly, I didn't know how. What did Kiritsugu mean by doing the right thing and championing justice? How can I grow up faster? Is there some magical way to make Kiritsugu's dream of making everyone happy come true? Make everyone happy! Seriously, what am I supposed to do when I become a master and I can't get the blonde girl with me out of my head? Holy shit, I'm still alive! I wake up in my room. My insides are now my outsides. The steely tang of blood clouds my mouth. It pooled in my mouth while I slept, and every time I breathe, heavy metallic air fills my lungs. I'm not sure why I feel this way. A violent urge to vomit makes me want to go wash my face in the restroom. Alright. I lift myself out of bed. Dizziness sets my head spinning. Feeling uneasy on my feet, I plant a hand on the wall. I try to move, but it only makes the nausea worse. No, it's more painful than nausea. My body feels sluggish, and my insides seem to churn whenever I move. I imagine this is about what it'd feel like if someone forced hot lead down my throat. Damn, after having my insides be my outsides, all I got is a fever? I wipe the sweat from my forehead and hobble out of my room, leaning against the wall. I wash my face and dry off my sweat-drenched body. Huh? For some reason, my abdomen is wrapped in bandages. I have no idea why, but I'll deal with it later. He's gonna eat something, it's just gonna, like, go down his throat, into his stomach, and then out of his stomach as out of the hole in his stomach. My stomach still feels like it's churning, but my body needs nourishment. I suck up the discomfort and keep walking, braced against the wall. The dizziness won't go away, and worst of all, my whole body feels dull. I keep moving forward, making pathetic noises along the way. What the hell did I do before I went to bed last night? I don't remember training strenuously enough to make my entire body ache. He's like, man, I forgot what happened yesterday. If I forgot, it must not be anything important. Meanwhile, yesterday, oh! I died like twice and almost died a third time. I reach the living room. Sakura and Fujine must be at school. There's no sign of breakfast, nor do I see any remnants of Fujine's wrecking the place. It's actually Sunday, so no one's here today. The living room's quiet, like a typical Sunday.
おはよう。勝手に上がらせてもらってるわ、エミヤくん。
Sorry, the girl of my dreams is here for some reason. But I guess, in that case, I still must be dreaming. Let me go back to bed. Or not. Rin Tohsaka is sitting on the floor by the table in the living room. She's so calm, like she owns the place. So much so that I feel like the guest here. So much so that I feel like the guest here. I have no idea what to say, so I plop down on the cushion. And I take a deep breath, which really hurts, by the way.
お前どうして？
待った。その前に謝ってくれない？昨夜の一件についての謝罪を聞かないと落ち着けないわ。
What happened last night? I don't remember anything. I can't even finish asking why she's in my house. Tohsaka's glare is all I need to know how angry she is. She seems upset about something that happened last night. But what exactly?
待て。
Wait a second. I remember now. Right, this isn't the time for me to be leisurely breathing the morning air. I tried to help Saber, and Berserker gutted me like a fish. The nausea returns. A chill grips my entire body as I remember the feeling of having a gaping hole in my body. Wait, that's weird. I should have died instantly.
なんだって生きてるんだ。
I just remember like 5 minutes before the fight. You don't have to worry about me about Saber because I'm probably gonna die before Saber. And she's like, oh yeah, that's you weren't joking about that, were you?
思い出した？昨夜自分がどんなバカをしでかしたかって。なら少しは反省しなさい。
Well, I did the opposite thing first, and we all fucking died. Tohsaka huffs critically. That kind of ticks me off. My brain, frozen since seeing Tohsaka in my living room, finally grinds into action.
何言ってんだ。あの時はあれ以外することなんてなかっただろう。いや、そりゃ結果だけ見ればバカだったけど。
Yo, look.
もっとうまくやるつもりだったんだ。
It was definitely cooler in my head.
だからあれは間違いなんかじゃない。
I return her glare, insisting that I'm not an idiot. What? Why is she making such a show of sighing at me?
マスターが死んだらサーバントは消えるって言ったでしょ？だって言うのにサーバントをかばうなんてどうかしてるわ。
I heard that they have like 2 hours in a different timeline.
いい？あなたが死んでしまえばセイバーだって消えてしまう。セイバーを救いたかったのならもっと安全な場所からできる手段を考えなさい。まったく身を挺してサーバントを守るなんて行為は無駄以外の何者でもないって分かってるの？
かばったわけじゃない。助けようとしたらああなっちまっただけだ。俺だってあんな目に遭うなんて思わなかった。
I knew I might die if I got near a monster like that, but that's beside the point. Let's not tell her that.
そう。勘違いしてるみたいね、あなた。
Tohsaka only looks more irritated, like she knows exactly what I'm thinking.
あのね、ミヤくん。きっちりと言っておくけど、教会まで連れて行ったのはあなたに勝たせるためじゃないわ。
I took you to the church so you know where to go after you fucking lose.
あれはね、何も知らないあなたが一人でも生き残れるようにって考えた結果なの。どうもそのあたりは分かってなかったみたいね。
俺が生き残れるように。
そうよ。負けることがそのまま死につながるって知れば、そう簡単に博打は打たなくなる。エミヤくん、こういう状況でも一人で夜出歩きそうだから。
Yeah, even after giving up my participation rights, I still decide to go home alone.
脅しをかけておけば渦中の栗を拾うこともなし、うまくいけば最後までやり過ごせるかもって思ったの。
そうか、それは気づかなかった。けどどうして遠坂が怒るんだよ。俺がヘマをやらかしたのは遠坂には関係ないだろ。
関係あるわよ。この私を一晩も心配させたんだから。
I was worrying about you, Baka. Tosaka is practically throwing a tantrum, but okay. It actually feels good to have someone worry about me. From her tone, it sounds like Tosaka was the one who took care of me.
そうか、遠坂には世話になったんだな。ありがとう。
She's like, you owe me a lot more than you realize. I bow my head in appreciation and apology.
わかればいいのよ。これに懲りたら次はもっと頭のいい行動してよね。
I actually really like this portrait of Tosaka because she's like, it shows that she's like violently whipping her hair. Like, Tosaka quickly turns away. She might still be edgy, but I feel like she's in a better mood.
じゃあこれで昨日のことはおしまいね。本題に入るけど、真面目な話と昨日の話、どっちにする？
Huh? Tosaka prompts me matter-of-factly. Her straightforwardness takes me off guard. But now that I think about it, she must be here only because she has something to discuss. If she hadn't had something to discuss, she'd have gone home already. Tosaka is my enemy, so what could she have to talk about that would prompt her to stay in enemy territory? I'm curious to know what she's thinking, and I also want to know what else happened last night. I have to ask anyway, so... Ooh, okay, we got some choices here. Okay. Let's take a look at the flowchart. So there are 3 choices. I don't know how relevant they'll actually be in terms of... I don't think we're going to get any bad ends for this because we're literally just asking questions. So I guess I'll start off by going with the first one, I guess. Let's talk about yesterday. There's no point in talking until I understand my own situation. I'll need to understand where I am before I get where I'm going. That's the basics for a journey.
まずは昨日の話からのがいい。
そうね。まずは状況を知るのが先。なんだ、まともに頭が働くじゃない、あなた。
Finally, you're thinking. With a smug grin, Tosaka launches into a brief explanation of last night's events. Apparently, Berserker left right after I lost consciousness. Afterwards, my body started to heal on its own. I was back to normal after a few minutes. Whoa, we got a healing factor now? I was still unconscious, so Tosaka brought me here, and the rest was as I remembered it.
ここで重要なのは、あなたはあなた一人で生き切ったっていう事実よ。確かに私は手助けしたけど、あの傷を完治させたのはあなた自身の力だった。そこ、勘違いしないでよね。
話を聞くとそうみたいだけど、なんだ、遠坂が直してくれたんじゃないのか。
He's like, I healed myself, but how did I do that?
まさか死にかけてる人間を蘇生させる。
Yes, you can. You already did it.
もう私にはできない。エミやシロウは自分でぶっ飛んだ中身をどうにかしたのよ。
I don't really have an answer to that. My stomach is back to normal, yes, but I'm honestly still dubious about what Tosaka said. I can't even use any healing magecraft, much less raise the dead.
そうなると原因はサーバントね。あなたのサーバントはよっぽど強力なのか、それとも召喚の時に何か手違いが生じたのか。まあ両方だと思うけど、何らかのラインがつながったんでしょうね。
ライン？ラインって使い魔と魔術師を結ぶ因果線のこと？
あら、ちゃんと使い魔の知識はあるじゃない。なら話は早いわ。要するにエミヤ君とセイバーの関係は普通の主人と使い魔の関係じゃないってこと。見たところセイバーには自然治癒の力もあるみたいだからそれがあなたに流れてるんじゃないかな。
It's kind of funny because in most master-servant relationships, it's like, yes, send mana into servants so they can do stuff. But in this case, it's like, no, wait, my master's too shit. I gotta do the opposite.
普通は魔術師の能力が使い魔に付与されるんだけど、あなたの場合は使い魔の特殊能力が主人を助けてるってわけ。
簡単に言って川の水が下から上に流れているようなもんか。
うまい例えね。本来ならありえないだろうけど、セーバーの魔力ってのは川の流れを変えるほど膨大なんでしょ。そうでなければあの体格でバーサーカーとまともに打ち合うなんて考えられない。
本来ならありえない。じゃあトウサカとアーチャーは普通の魔術師と使い魔の関係なのか。
そうよ。人の言うこと全然聞かないやつだけど一応そういう関係。
He doesn't listen to a single thing I say. God damn it.
マスターとサーバントのつながりなんてガソリンとエンジンみたいなものだもの。こっちが魔力を提供してあっちがそれを食べるだけ。まあ中には肉体面でもサーバントと共有して疑似的な不死を得たマスターもいたそうよ。サーバントが死なない限り自分も死なないなんていうやつなんだけど。エミヤ君、人の話聞いてる？
ああ、聞いてる。
Honestly, I did never realize that here they're saying a master once acquired pseudo immortality by physically fusing with their servant. So here they're actually referring to something called a demi servant that is actually present in an FGO, which is well, if this was in the original script, that means they're way ahead of their time since FGO came out like over a decade afterwards.
じゃあトウサカ、俺の体って多少の傷はほっといても治るってことか。
あなたのサーバントの魔力を消費してね。理屈はわからないけど原因がセーバーの実体化にあることは間違いないわ。あなたが自然治癒の呪いなんて習得しているはずはないから。
当たり前だ。そんな難しいこと親父から教えてもらったことないからな。
Yeah, my old man didn't teach me shit.
そうじゃなくて、そうだったら私が悩む必要はなかったっていうことよ。いいわ、あなたには関係のない話だから。
Doesn't concern me. Huh? What does she mean? I wonder why Tohsaka is being so roundabout.
まあいいわ。とにかくあまり無茶はしないこと。今回は助かったからいいけど、次にあんな傷を負ったらまず助からないはずだから。多少の傷なら治るなんていう甘い考えは捨てた方がいいでしょうね。
分かってる。俺が勝手に怪我してそれでセイバーから何かをもらってるなんていうのは申し訳ない。
バカね、そんな理由じゃないわよ。断言してもいいけど、あなたの傷を治すと減るのはセイバーの魔力だけじゃない。あなたそれ絶対なんか使ってるわ。
What am I giving up?
寿命とか性分とか預金残高とか。
Oh no, my
ともな
bank
く
account,
何
I'm
かが
already
減りまく
broke.
ってるに違いないんだから。
Tohsaka huffs once again. I agree, but
トウサカ、預金残高は関係ないのでは。
it's like, well, good for you because my magic involves gems and gems don't come cheap.
関係あるわよ。魔術ってのは金食い虫なんだから。使ってればどんどんお金は減っていくものなの。そうでなければ許さないんだから。特に私が。
Ah! Tohsaka absolutely explodes with fury. It's odd, really. The more I talk to her, the more this Tohsaka feels like a real one, while the girl at school feels like an act. Because you're goddamn right, that's exactly what it is. Oh, I guess I already noticed that yesterday.
まあお金の話は置いとくとして、次は真面目な話だけど、いいかしら、エミヤ君。
Are you ready?
トウサカがここに残った本題ってやつだろ。いいよ、聞こう。
じゃあ率直に聞くけど、エミヤ君、あなたこれからどうするつもり？
I plan to go back to bed because I felt really, really bad. Tohsaka asked one question that I hoped she wouldn't. Actually, that's not entirely true. It's not that I don't want to hear her ask so much as I haven't really thought of my answer yet. What am I gonna do now? It's a question I want to ask.
正直わからない。聖杯を競い合うって言うけど、魔術師同士の戦いなんてしたことがない。第一、俺は
More than anything, I want to avoid any killing.
聖杯なんていう得体の知れないものに興味はないんだ。欲しくないもののために命を張るのはどうかと思う。
Dude, you already risked your life way too many times.
言うと思った。あなたね、そんなこと言ったらサーバントに殺されるわよ。
殺されるってどうして？
Because they want the grail.
サーバントの目的も聖杯だから。彼らは聖杯を手に入れるという条件だからこそマスターの召喚に応じているのよ。サーバントにとって最も重要なのは聖杯なの。
Well, most servants' number one priority.
彼らは聖杯を手に入れる可能性があるからマスターに従い、時にマスターのために命を落とす。だっていうのに聖杯なんていらないよなんて言ってみなさい。裏切り者と切り殺されても文句は言えないでしょ。
なんだそれ、おかしいじゃないか。サーバントっていうのはマスターが呼び出したものなんだろ。なら
サーバントが無償で人間に従うなんて思ってたの？聖杯は手に入れた者の望みを叶える。それはマスターの守護者であるサーバントも例外じゃない。サーバントたちにもね、それぞれ何らかの欲望があるのよ。だからこそ彼らは本来ありえない召喚に応じている。聖杯を手に入れるためにマスターがサーバントを呼び出すじゃない。聖杯が手に入るからサーバントはマスターの呼び出しに応じるのよ。
Servants have wishes too? Huh. Does that mean that Saber also has a wish she wants granted by the Holy Grail?
だからサーバントはマスターが命令しなくとも他のマスターを消しにかかる。聖杯を手に入れるのは一人だけ。自分のマスター以外に聖杯が渡るのは彼らだって承知できないのよ。マスターと違ってサーバントには霊樹を奪うなんてことはできない。彼らが他のマスターを無力化するには殺す以外に方法がない。
Oh, wow. So, at the end, the servant is potentially going to kill the master so that they can have the wish.
だからね、たとえマスター本人に戦う意志がないとしても戦いは避けられないのよ。サーバントに襲われたマスターは自分のサーバントでこれを撃退する。それが聖杯戦争なんだって綺麗から嫌っていうほど聞かされたでしょ。
ああ、それは昨日の夜教えられた。
We talked for like an hour.
けど
That means that servants must fight and kill each other. I thought it would have been enough as long as the masters made peace with each other and gave up the Holy Grail. But if servants answer the summon because they seek the Holy Grail and will never give up until they have it, then battles between servants really are inevitable. But then, is the girl who fought so hard to protect me also here to kill, or to fight, or kill for, and maybe die all for the Holy Grail?
なんてことだ。英霊だかなんだか知らないけどセイバーは人間だ。昨日だってあんなに血を流してた。
Technically, she's not human. She's a spirit.
はあ、その点は安心して。サーバントに生死はないから。サーバントは絶命しても本来の場所に帰るだけだもの。英霊っていうのはもう死んでも死なない現象だからね。戦いに敗れて殺されるのは当事者であるマスターだけよ。
いや、だからそれは
Even if their deaths are figurative, it doesn't change the fact that something which takes the form of a human dies in this world.
何、人殺しだっていうの？魔術師のくせにまだそんな正義感振り回してるわけ？あなた。
Tohsaka's right. As a mage, death is never far. I understand that fact, and I've long since resigned myself to it. But I'm not strong enough to be the judge of when or where other people should live and die.
当然だろう。相手を殺すための戦いなんて俺は付き合わない。
へえ、それじゃあミスミス殺されるのを待つだけなんだ。で、勝ちを他のマスターに譲るのね。
You know, if you're gonna pick some other master to hand the victory to, it should be me, you know? It should be me.
そうじゃない。要は最後まで残っていればいいんだろ。自分から殺し合いをする気はないけど、身を守るための戦いなら容赦はしないさ。人を殺しに来る相手なら逆に殺されても文句は言えないだろ。
True.
受けに回るんだ。それじゃあ他のマスターが何をしようが傍観するのね。例えば昨日のあいつが暴れ回って町の人間を皆殺しにしても無視するってわけ？
No, I'm a hero of justice. That thing from yesterday? That twisted, inhuman demon. Hercules! It's strong enough to level a house with a single blow. If it set its mind to it, I'm sure it could destroy all of Miyama overnight. To make matters worse, servants can turn into spirit form. Humans who lack the ability to sense the supernatural can't even see them. But as soon as servants materialize, they can interact with the physical world. You could say that they're the ultimate weapons. No modern technology or weaponry can affect a spiritual form. Attacks don't work on them, but they can hurt us. It's a depressingly one-sided arrangement. From a normal person's point of view, servants may as well be natural disasters. When people die when they are killed, when people die to an invisible killer, those deaths will just be treated as accidents or natural causes.
なんだよそれ。サーバント、いや、マスターとサーバントは他のマスターしか襲わないんじゃないのか。町の人たちは無関係だろう。
ええ、そうだったらどんなに平和なことか。けどそれなら見届き役の綺麗なんていらないでしょ。
The world's not fair, man.
一つ言い忘れていたけど、サーバントっていうのは霊なの。彼らはもう完成したものだから今以上の成長はない。けど燃料である魔力は別よ。蓄えた魔力が多ければ多いほどサーバントは生前の特殊能力を自由に行使できるわ。そのあたりは私たち魔術師と一緒なんだけど、あなたこの意味わかる？
Nope.
わかる。魔術を連発できるってことだろ。
Okay. Magical energies like gunpowder, and the mage itself is the gun itself. Like how there are different guns, pistols, rifles, shotguns. Mages all have a variety of abilities. To continue the metaphor, servants are more like artillery cannons than firearms. They burn through a huge amount of gunpowder to launch massive shells.
そうよ。けどサーバントたちは私たちみたいに自然からマナを提供されてるわけじゃない。基本的に彼らは自分の中だけの魔力で活動する。それを補充するのが私たちマスターで、サーバントは自分の魔力プラス主であるマスターの魔力分しか生前の力を発揮できないの。けどそれだとあなたみたいに半人前のマスターじゃ優れたマスターにはかなわないってことになる
Well,
でしょ。
excuse me.
その抜け道っていうか、当たり前って言えば当たり前の方法なんだけれど、サーバントは霊体だから同じものを食べてしまえば栄養は取れるってこと。
Huh? Eating something similar?
同じものって霊体のことか。けど何の霊を食べるって言うんだよ。
Well, eat spirits.
簡単でしょ。自然霊は自然そのものから力を汲み取る。なら人間霊であるサーバントは一体何から力を汲み取ると思う？
Yum yum. It really is an easy question. Just as we eat meat, human spirits like servants have to eat.
ごめんと。まあ魔力の補充なんて聖杯に補助されたマスターからの提供だけで大抵は事足りる。けど一人より大勢の方が大量摂取できるのは当然でしょ。はっきり言ってしまえばね、実力のないマスターはサーバントに人を食わせるのよ。
Inferior, like you.
サーバントは人間の幻感情や魂を魔力に変換する。自分のサーバントを強くしたいのならそれが一番効率がいい。人間を殺してサーバントへの生贄にするマスターは決して少なくないわ。
You're telling this to the person who literally sacrificed himself to save his servant.
生贄にするって、それじゃ手段を選ばないやつがマスターならサーバントを強くするために人を殺しまくるってことなのか？
そうね。けど頭のいいやつならそんな無駄なことはしないんじゃないかな。いい？サーバントがいくら強力でも魔力の器そのものには限界がある。能力値以上の貯蔵はできないんだから、殺して回るにしても限度があるわ。
Their MP charge can only reach 300%.
それにあからさまに殺人を犯せば教会が黙ってないし、何よりそのシーンからサーバントの能力と正体が他のマスターたちにバレかねない。もちろんマスター自身の正体もね。聖杯戦争は自分の正体を隠していた方が圧倒的に有利だから、普通のマスターならサーバントを出し惜しみするはずよ。
I get it. If you don't let anyone know you're a master, then other masters won't attack you. Conversely, if other masters know who you are, you're just asking to be ambushed. It stands to reason that no one would be reckless enough to let their servant attack civilians and risk getting exposed.
よかった。なら問題はないじゃないか。マスターが命令しなければ、サーバントは無差別に人を襲わないんだから。
でしょうね。仮にも英雄だもの。自分か
Chivalry.
ら人を殺して
Think
回
of
るやつは
Lancer.
そもそも英雄だなんて呼ばれないだろうけど。
Oh no,
もう
there,
断言はできないか。
there are most definitely some servants that would attack a lot of people.
暴虐者だからこそ英雄になった例なんていくらでもあるんだし。
Sometimes the word hero is a little bit misplaced. Tosaka just casually raises a truly terrifying point. That she sounds genuine about it rather than sarcastic or ironic might be a reflection of her twisted nature.
話を戻しましょうか。で、どうするの？
Is this where it goes back? Yeah. We're getting off topic, so what's next for you? Yep, so that entire section was just there. Alright, time to load up another save. Alright, so let's start with the serious stuff. I'm more curious why Tosaka is still here.
それじゃあ真面目な方の話を。遠坂がここに残った理由が知りたい。
そう。じゃあ、先に結論から聞くわ。
Huh? What was that? For a fleeting second, Tosaka looks repulsed.
率直に聞くけど、エミヤくん、あなたこれからどうするつも
Oh, I see. So here is basically like, okay, so do you want the full explanation, half explanation, or nothing? Tosaka asked one question I hope she wouldn't. Actually, that's not entirely true. Yeah, this is the same, so I'm gonna skip it.
正直。
Yeah, so far it's basically just the second half of the argument. Everything is the same. Oh, wait. No, there's a little bit more. I skipped through it because it's a lot of it's you know, similar, but she actually, after explaining all that stuff, she says, I have an obligation to control my servant, so I need to ensure my servant doesn't attack people as well as other servants. Did you understand the situation you're in right now? Okay, I'm gonna move on to the subject about your wounds and such. Remember what happened to you last night? I remember I ran over the Saber, so she basically goes back to you know, the first part of the conversation before. It's not exactly the same, but it is kind of similar. Sighing displeasure, Tosaka begins a brief explanation of what happened last night. Apparently, yeah, this part's gonna be the same.
なんていう甘い
It's
考
like,
え
okay,
は
don't
捨てた
rely
方
on
が
your
いいで
healing
しょうね。
factor because we don't know what's causing it.
分かってる。
Okay, now we're
話
back
を
to
戻しましょう
here.
か。
I'm gonna go
Eh?
back one
どうするの？
more time. Okay, so if we just I have a bad feeling. I don't want to hear either of them. If I just click this and skip everything, did I immediately go to that last event? Actually, let's look at the flowchart. Oh, so the first one actually gave us Rin points, but they all lead to this. Okay. I don't think either topic is good.
何よ黙り込んで。そんなに悩むほどのことじゃないでしょ？
そうかな。なんかどっちにしても遠坂に怒られる気がするんで、話自体聞きたくない。
How much? What do you want to know? My answer is no. I cross my arms over my chest. Oh, she's like, you do realize how much stress you cause me, and how a lot of it is because you don't understand the weight of your actions. Crap. A sudden sense of dread creeps over me. I've poked a sleeping tiger. I just know it.
遠坂なんかすごい顔してないかお前。
Who's Tosaka? This is Nega Tosaka now. I can practically feel the wrath building in her.
あら、すごい顔ってどんな顔かしら？一応聞いておくけど、エミヤくんには私が怒ってるように見えたとか？
Yeah, just look at me. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm a dead man. I'm gonna be dying for the third time in 24 hours.
あ、いや、心なしか遠坂のこめかみに青筋が立ったように見えたような、見間違いにしたいような。
Her smile is anything but kind, and I find myself stumbling over my words.
そんな風に見えたんだ。じゃあエミヤくんは私が怒ってるなんて思ってるわけね。
You're looking very blue today.
その怒ってるのか遠坂。
当たり
Goddamn right I am.
前よ。言うにこと書いてどっちも聞きたくないですって。あんたね、自分の立場本当に分かってるのかってのよ、この考えだし。
I thought we were gonna get bombed. Tosaka's words come out as a bestial roar. Her threatening tone makes me want to tuck my tail and run, but
逃げるな。あんたはそこで正座。
park your ass right on your heels right here. Oh, is this new? Objection! I sit down on the floor, feet tucked beneath myself, back straight.
いや遠坂、正座ってなんでさ。
You know, I think this might be the best choice.
決まってるでしょ。一方的に話をするのよ。エミヤくんはまだ寝ぼけてるようだから、目が覚めるまでそうしてなさい。
Tosaka is absolutely livid. I'm pretty sure that if I protest at all, she'll bite my head off, so I say nothing. I face a true monster now. Somebody once told me that it's best to play dead when dealing with a berserk animal. Speaking of, I don't know, man. Wait, actually,
まずは状況の確認よ。
that's actually kind of right.
あれからどうなったのかを話してあげる。
We played dead, and then the berserk animal, berserker, left. Tosaka briefly explains what happened last night. This is probably all gonna be the same. Yeah, it's gonna be all the same. So if there's anything new, then I'm gonna skip it, unfortunately. But everything's just so similar, and we get the explanation anyway. So, like, come on.
話を戻しましょうか。
All right.
で、
Okay, so we're getting off topic. What's next for you?
人殺しはしないっていうエミヤくんは、他のマスターが何をしようが傍観するんでしたっけ？
I take it back. She's not only twisted, she's a jerk who's going out of her way to drive me into a corner. Oh, with a smile. Actually, before I continue on, I will probably do the that one choice where I get the Tohsaka point. So let's talk about yesterday. Yeah, so we'll skip this and we'll go straight here.
話を戻しま。
And if we look here at our Photoshop options, I'm pretty sure I've chosen this one. Yeah. All right.
そうなったら止め
Okay,
る
there
だ
we
けだ。
go.
サーバントさえ倒せばマスターだっておとなしくなるんだろ。
Stop fighting.
呆れた。自分からマスターは倒さない。けど他のマスターが悪事を働いたら倒すって言うんだ。エミヤくん、自分が矛盾してるって分かってる？
ああ、都合がいいのは分かってる。けどそれ以外の方針は考えつかない。こればっかりはどんなに論破されても変えないからな。
問題点が一つあるけど言っていいかしら？
What if I try to do something bad? I can see the gears turning in her head. She's up to something. But I promise to listen, so I need to hear her out.
いいけど。
Yo, what do you want from me?
昨日のマスター覚えてる？エミヤくんと私を簡単に殺せとか言ってた子だけど。
Yeah, how could I forget? She attacked us on our way home without any warning.
あの子、必ず私たちを殺しに来る。それはエミヤくんにも分かってると思うけど。
So what you're saying is I have to dive in front of Saber once more so that she can leave for another few days. Oh, right. That girl's a master too. She knows that Tohsaka and I are both masters, and so she's bound to come after us eventually. It could be today or tomorrow, but we've already signed our death warrants. I have no chance of stopping that monster.
あの子のサーバント、バーサーカーは桁違いよ。マスターとして未熟なあなたにあれは撃退できない。自分からは何もしないで身を守るって言うけど、あなたは身を守ることさえできないわ。
悪かったな。けどそういう遠坂だってあいつには勝てないんじゃないのか。
That's because someone injured my servant and he had to stay at home.
正面からじゃ勝てないでしょうね。白兵戦ならあれは最強のサーバントよ。きっと歴代のサーバントの中でもあれと並ぶやつはいないと思う。 私も
Yeah.
バーサーカーに襲われたら逃げ延びる手段はないわ。
Yeah, Berserker is Hercules is quite the top tier Berserker.
それは俺だって同じだ。今度襲われたらきっと次はないと思う。
My hand moves unconsciously to my stomach. The wound is closed. So it's probably not even fair to call this a wound. It's the spot where the gigantic sword nearly killed me instantly. I can't shake off the sudden wave of nausea that wells up in me when I imagine the next time I might get a taste of that blade.
そういうこと。分かった。何もしないままで聖杯戦争の終わりを待つなんて選択肢はないってことが。
それは分かった。けど遠坂、お前さっきから何を言いたいんだよ。死刑宣告された俺を見るのが楽しいってわけでもないだろ。ってもしかして楽しいのか？
Are you just making fun of me?
そこまで悪趣味じゃない。
I mean, I feel like you're not a sadist.
もうここまで言ってるのにわからない？要するに私と手を組まないかって言ってるの。
Hey, teamwork makes the dream work. Huh? Huh? What now? Huh? What? If I take those words at face value, that means
手を組むって俺と遠坂が？
with me?
そう、私のアーチャーは致命傷を受けて目下治療中。完全に回復するまで時間がかかるけど、それでも半人前ぐらいの活躍はできるはずよ。で、そっちはサーバントは申し分ないけど、マスターが足引っ張ってやっぱり半人前。ほら、合わせればちょうどいいわ。
俺そこまで半人前なんかじゃないぞ。
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
私が知る限りでもう3回も死にそうになったのに、1日で3回も殺されかける人間なんて初めて見たけど。
けどそれは
He pretty much did tie for 2 of those. The only one that he didn't is when Saber rescued him from Lancer. He didn't have any injuries there, but still.
同盟の対価ぐらいは払うわ。アーチャーを倒されたことはチャラにしてあげて、マスターとしての知識も教えてあげる。ああ、あと暇があればエミヤ君の魔術の腕を見てあげてもいいけど。
More magecraft? Awesome! Daddy never taught me enough stuff. Ugh. It is an attractive proposition. I know next to nothing, and Tohsaka seems knowledgeable. And I like to avoid fighting her if I can.
エミヤ君、答え聞かせてほしいんだけど。
She urges me to make a choice. I can actually choose this? I made a save, but I'm curious. Sorry, we can't team up. This isn't something I should be agonizing over. I'm an amateur, while Tohsaka is a first-rate mage and master. Given what happened last night, teaming up with her is clearly the wiser choice. But
エミヤ君、返事聞きたいんだけど。
doing it right now feels like jumping the gun. I don't think Tohsaka is trying to deceive me, but I should figure out things on my own first. Otherwise, I won't know right from wrong.
すまん遠坂。心配してくれるのはありがたいけど、いい返事はできない。ことがことだからな。簡単に方針を決めちゃいけない気がする。
Actually, where on the flowchart are we? Okay, here it goes to mid-morning solo and only. I don't know what that means, but okay. Let me hear glare and dig my proverbial heels in. Tohsaka slightly narrows her eyes and then gives me an emotionless nod.
それじゃあ交渉は決裂ね。まあ確かにエミヤ君の言い分も正しいわ。本当に勝つ気があるなら誰も信用できないもの。
そんなことないぞ。俺遠坂は信用してる。ただ一人で決められることじゃないだけだ。俺がセイバーのマスターならあいつに無断で約束はできない。
なるほど、確かにそうね。あなたはもうれっきとしたマスターなんだから。
Tohsaka nods in acceptance and quickly turns away. Her long hair sways as she walks away. With that, the girl who might have been my ally turns back.
それじゃあね。次に出会ったら敵同士だから。
He's like, damn, I can't trust you no more. and leaves with a cold warning, just like Ilya did. Huh.
さて
Kind of curious because, admittingly, I'm looking at the flowchart now because I didn't actually think that we could do this, and it looks really weird. It says mid-morning solo and only because, you know, I'm just gonna keep going and see what happens. All right, I take a quick breath and try not to organize my thoughts. I haven't even had the time to think since witnessing that fight between Lancer and Archer back at the school. Lancer stabbed me in the chest at school, somehow I survived and got home, then Lancer attacked me again.
セイバーに助けられてマスターになった
So then I had to things explained at the church. The Holy Grail War, a battle to the death. Holy Grail, a device that set to grant any wish to the victor. There's so much I still don't understand, but I have a reliable guide to help me out.
そうだなまずはセイバーに話を聞かないと
After making a full round of the house, Saber's nowhere to be found. I even checked the detached guest rooms, but I still can't find her.
おかしいなあの格好なんだいればすぐに分かりそうなもんだけど
Even so, a fully armed and armored Saber still eludes me. Supposedly, a servant can turn to her spirit forms, but unfortunately, she can't with me. No, first of all,
マスターだなんて言うけど俺あいつのことを何にも知らないんだよな
I don't even know what Saber is or how servants are able to exist. The one thing I know is... it really doesn't matter how much stronger or better someone is. They can be wounded in a fight, and they bleed when they're wounded. Saber is in the still, silent dojo. She looks different than she had last night. Saber is sitting upright, her legs tucked beneath herself, on the wooden floor. She's not wearing her armor. She's changed into a rather elegant clothes that really suit her. Now she sits and waits. Words fail me at the sight. Saber looks beautiful. She strikes a refined, dignified figure as she sits there, eyes closed. She seems almost to merge with the silence, like nothing so much as still water. And that rids me of my further doubt in my mind. Servant or whatever, she seems sacrosanct. So, from now on, I'm sure I won't go down the wrong path.
セイバ
I call to her. Saber calmly opens her eyes and meets my gaze.
目が覚めたのですねシロ
Now we have the classic at-home Saber. She does look very nice and very elegant. Her voice is serene. Something rich and calm about her voice hangs in the air.
ーああついさっき目が覚めたセイバーはここで何を
体を休めていました私にはシロの手当てはできませんから今はせめて自身を万全にしておこうと思いまして
Saber gives a straightforward response as she scrutinizes me. This is making me nervous in a different way than Tohsaka did.
シロどうしました
She's so close.
やはり体がまだ
いやこっちも問題ない勝手に戸惑ってるだけだから気にしないでくれ
I quickly take a step back and shake my head. Looking away from Saber, who tilts her head at me quizzically, I try to calm my rapid heartbeat.
落ち着け何緊張してんだ俺は
I take a deep breath. But I don't think this feeling's gonna go away anytime soon.
もうなんだって着替えてるんだよあいつ
Why does she have to change? She's so cute now. I can't help myself. With Saber in that outfit, I can't help but actually think she's real now. Seriously, she's drop dead gorgeous. I saw that yesterday, but it's actually setting in now. And seeing her dress in girlish outfit like that makes it really difficult for a normal boy my age to act properly.
シロ
As soon as we make eye contact, I can feel my nervousness grow. And again, I wasn't looking everywhere for her just to stay silent. It's uncomfortable, but I can't let it be awkward forever.
よしいいかなセイバーこうやって落ち着いて話すのは初めてだけど
I I bite the bullet. But then,
シロ、話の前に昨夜の件について言っておきたいことがあります。
we got the Saber with the sass. Fine. She interrupts me, obviously displeased, making her earlier calm hard to fathom.
いいけど、なんだよ話って。
ですから昨夜の件です。
I already got lectured for a long time by Rin. Please, I got lectured about the same things 3 times.
シロは私のマスターでしょう。そのあなたがあのような行動をしては困る。戦闘は私の領分なのですから、シロは自分の役割に徹してください。自分から無駄死にをされては私でも守りようがない。
Saber doesn't mince words. Her clipped tone is enough to make me forget my anxiety.
なんだよそれ。あの時はああでもしなけりゃお前が切られてたじゃないか。
その時は私が死ぬだけでしょう。シロが傷つくことではなかった。
Here we have 2 self-sacrificing people, sacrificing themselves for the other person.
繰り返しますが、今後あのような行動はしないように。マスターであるあなたが私をかばう必要はありませんし、そんな理由もないでしょう。
バカ言ってんな。女の子を助けるのに理由なんているもんか。
Saber stiffens, as if surprised to see me upset at her. Then her look becomes one of indescribable dignity. You're saying I'm weaker because I'm a girl? I find myself tapping a step back under her severe expression. Now I just feel embarrassed, like I've said something incredibly tone deaf.
ともかくうちまで運んでくれたのは助かった。それに関しては礼を言う。
I turn around and thank her. It's embarrassing enough to thank her like this, but in this situation, it feels even more awkward. Even so, it's only right to thank the person who saved my
そ
life.
れはどう？サーバントがマスターを守護するのは当たり前ですが、感謝をされるのは嬉しい。シロは礼儀正しいのですね。
いや、別に礼儀正しくなんかないぞ、俺。
There's something more pressing that I need to bring up.
話を戻すぞ、セイバー。いや、改めて聞くけど、お前のことはセイバーって呼んでいいのか？
はい。サーバントとして契約を交わした以上、私はシロの剣です。その命に従い、敵を撃ち、あなたを守る。
Still gonna look the flowchart. I'm curious about this, the differences. Because clearly, they can't really lead to the same thing. They're really different since here, it says solo, so we are no longer partners with Rin. But here, we're going to be partners with Rin, which is a major difference. So there's some kind of split here. Saber does not hesitate in the slightest to give her answer. Her tone leaves no room for doubt.
俺の剣になるか。それは聖杯戦争とやらに勝つためにか。
シロはそのために私を呼び出したのではないのですか？
違う。俺がお前を呼び出したのはただの偶然だ。セイバーも知ってる通り、俺は半人前の魔術師だからな。セイバーには悪いが、俺にはマスターとしての知識も力もない。けど戦うと決めたからには戦う。未熟なマスターだけど、セイバーはそれでいいのか？
もちろん。私のマスターはあなたです、シロ。これはどうあっても変わらない。サーバントにマスターを選ぶ自由はないのですから。
I mean, I guess that's true. Unless they kill their master and they go to a different master. I didn't know that. If it's true, I'll need to respect Saber's needs and actions as best as I can.
分かった。それじゃあ、俺はお前のマスターでいいんだな、セイバー。
ええ。ですがシロ、私のマスターに敗北は許さない。あなたに勝算がなければ私が作る。可能である全ての手段を用いて、あなたには聖杯を手に入れてもらいます。
Oh, even if you can't win, I will win.
私たちサーバントは無償であなたたちマスターに仕えるのではない。私たちも聖杯を欲するがゆえに、あなたたちに仕えるのだから。
ちょっと待った。聖杯が欲しいって、セイバーもそうなのか？
Did you not listen to a single thing that Tohsaka told you?
当然でしょう。 もとより霊体である聖杯に触れられるのは同じ霊格を持つサーバントだけです。聖杯戦争に勝利したマスターはサーバントを介して聖杯を手に入れる。その後サーバントは見返りとして望みを叶える。それがサーバントとマスターの関係です。シロ。
Oh. Come to think of it, there's no reason these absurdly strong heroic spirits would listen to humans normally. They have their own reasons for serving masters, which means Saber has a wish she wants granted. That's why Saber doesn't hesitate to fight, even if her master is as incomplete as I am.
よし。それじゃあもう一つ聞いていいか。マスターっていうのはサーバントを召喚する魔術師のことだよな。それはいいんだけど、セイバーたちのことが俺にはまだよくわからない。セイバーとかランサーとかどうも本名じゃないのはわかるんだが。
ええ、私たちの呼び名は役割ごとにつけられた呼称に過ぎません。そうですね。この際ですから大まかに説明してしまいましょう。私たちサーバントは英霊です。それぞれが自分の生きた時代で名を馳せたか、あるいは人の身に余る偉業を成し遂げた者たち。どのような手段であれ、一個人の力だけで神域まで上り詰めた存在です。
That's right, I am a god! That much is obvious. Heroic spirits had supernatural abilities while they were alive, were celebrated after their deaths, and promoted to a higher spiritual rank than a ghost or such.
ですが、それは同時に短所でもあります。私たちは英霊であるがゆえに、その弱点を記録に残している。名を明かす、正体を明かすということは、その弱点をさらけ出すことになります。
そうか。英雄ってのは大抵何らかの苦手な相手があるもんな。だからセイバーなんて呼び名で本当の名前を隠しているのか。
はい。もっとも私がセーバーと呼ばれるのはそのためだけではありません。
Do you know what a saber is actually, Shirou?
聖杯に招かれたサーバントは7人いますが、その全てがそれぞれのクラスに応じて選ばれているのです。
クラス？そのセイバーとかアーチャーとか？
そうです。元より英霊を丸ごと召喚するということ自体が奇跡に近い。
奇跡。
それを7人分というのは聖杯でも手に余る。その解決のため聖杯はあらかじめ7つの器を用意し、その器に適合する英霊だけを呼び寄せた。この世界に我々が存在できるよりしろを用意したのです。それが7つの役割。
Well, time for the cards, class cards.
セイバー、ランサー、アーチャー、ライダー、キャスター、アサシン、
Nature.
バーサーカー。
It always bothered me that everything ends in except for assassin. Just change it to assassinator.
聖杯は役割に該当する能力を持った英霊をあらゆる時代から招き寄せる。そうしてクラスという殻をかぶった者がサーバントと呼ばれるのです。
なるほど。じゃあセイバーは剣に優れた英霊だからセイバーとして呼ばれたってことか。
はい。属性を複数持つ英霊もいますが、こと剣に関しては私の右に出る者はいないと自負しています。もっともそれがセーバーの欠点でもある。私は魔術師ではありませんから、マスターの剣となって敵を撃つことしかできない。
剣棒術数には向かないってことだな。いや、それは欠点じゃないと思うけど、セイバーはあんなに強いんだからもうそれだけで十分だろう。
シロ、戦闘で強いだけではこの戦いは勝ち抜けません。
I know they say Saber is the strongest class, but it's difficult. It's not free.
例えばの話ですが、敵が自身より白兵戦で優れている場合、あなたならどうしますか？
Easy. I'd dive in front of them, in front of my partner, and make sure that they don't get hit.
いや、そうだな。正面から戦っても勝てないって分かってるなら戦わずに何とかするしかな。
I understand once I say that. If the opponent is strong, of course you wouldn't pick a direct fight with them. Defeating opponents with a sword isn't the only way to fight. If you can't beat your opponent with a sword, you'll just have to come up with another way.
そういうことです。白兵戦で優れていると相手に知られた場合、相手はまず白兵戦など仕掛けてこないでしょう。アサシンのサーバントは能力こそ低いですが、気配を隠すという能力がありますし、キャスターのサーバントはこの時代にはない魔術に精通している。単純な戦力差だけで楽観はできません。加えて私たちには宝具がある。どのようなサーバントであれ、英霊である以上は必殺の機会を持っているのです。
宝具
I've not heard the term, though I think I can glean the meaning from the words.
宝具とはサーバントが持つ特別な武具のことです。ランサーの槍やアーチャーの弓、それに私の剣などが該当します。英雄とはそれ単体で英雄とは呼ばれません。彼らはシンボルとなる武具を持つがゆえにヒーローとして特化している。英雄とその武装は一つなのです。ゆえに英霊となった者たちはそれぞれが強力な武具を携えています。それが宝具、サーバントたちの切り札であり、私たちが最も警戒すべきものです。
Saber says that noble phantasms are weapons that heroic spirits had while they were alive. I recall that Blue Knight's spear. It sucked up all the magical energy in the air and stabbed Saber's chest with an impossible trajectory. That thing is certainly not something that a normal human can handle. I think I mentioned this last episode when I talked about the fight, but I said that like the original Dean anime and a lot of media that involve the gay bull always make it just look like, oh, spear go down and it auto corrects to hit the heart. But in the UBW anime, it was like a really cool effect where it seemed like it just kind of got rid of the effect, it kind of like reversed time, went back and made it so that it was basically unblockable. But I found out that that's actually not a good representation of that move. What's actually a good Dean's representation was actually more accurate, since Lancer did aim his spear downwards, and basically in order to make up for that, the spear, which already had like the target effect, which is piercing the heart, it basically made it so that no matter where he pointed it, it would automatically go for the heart. And that's technically more accurate. The spear itself carried a strong curse, but I felt an amount of magical energy on another level from the words Lancer said back then too. Could that be?
セイバー、宝具ってのは魔術なのか。確かにランサーの槍は曰くありげない槍だったけど、それ自体は槍っていう領域から出てなかっただろ。けどあいつの言葉であの槍は武器の領域から逸脱した。それって魔術の類じゃないのか。
ええ、確かに宝具は魔術に近い。例えばランサーの槍です。彼の槍はそれ自体が宝具ではありますが、その進化を発揮するのは魔力を注ぎ込み、その神明を口にした時だけです。
He turns his lance into super lance.
宝具とはある意味形になった神秘ですから。魔術の発現に栄唱が必要なように、宝具の発動にも栄唱、神明による覚醒が必要になる。ですがこれにも危険はあります。宝具の神明を口にすれば、そのサーバントの正体が分かってしまう。
そっか、英雄と武器はセットだもんな。持ってる武器の名前が分かれば、おのずと持ち主の正体も知れる。
Saber nods in silence. This is why the Noble Phantasm is a trump card. In exchange for revealing their identity, they launch an unavoidable fatal blow. And if that attack misses or fails, the servant has revealed their weakness.
それじゃあセイバー、お前の宝具はあの見えない剣なのか。
そうですね。ですがあれはまだ正体を明かしていません。今の状態で私の神明を知るサーバントはいないでしょう。
With that, Saber looks away uncomfortably for a second.
シロ、その件についてお願いがあります。
お願いってどんな？
私の神明のことです。本来サーバントはマスターにのみ神明を明かし、今後の対策を練ります。
But you're too stupid.
ですがシロは 魔術師として未熟です。優れた魔術師ならばシローの思考を読むことも可能でしょう。ですから。
ああ、名前は明かせないってことか。そうだな、確かにその通りだ。催眠とか暗示とかいないとは思うけど、他のマスターにマガン持ちがいたらベラベラ秘密を喋りかねないし。よし、そうしよう。セイバーの宝具の使いどころはセイバー自身の判断に任せる。
本当にそんなにあっさりと。
Look, I know we're supposed to be a team, but you're carrying, so I'll let you make the decisions.
あっさりじゃないぞ。ちゃんと考えて納得したんだ。考えた末の合意だから気にすんな。
Moving on, we talked through most things, but I still don't think I understand the whole situation.
なあ、セイバー、マスターやサーバントってなんか目印はないのか？
Are we at a
このまま
different
じゃ
point?
どうも
Nope.
勝手がわからないんだが。
Have some sort of mark.
いいえ、残念ながら明確な判別方法はありません。
You just gotta get a feel for it.
ただ近くにいるのならサーバントはサーバントの気配を察知できます。それが実体化しているのならなおさらです。サーバントはそれ自体が強力な魔力ですから。シローもバーサーカーの気配は感じ取れたでしょ。
それはそうだけどな。襲われて初めてわかるなんていうのはまずいだろう。せめて近づかれる前に気づかないと対応できない。
ではマスターの気配をたどるのはどうですか？マスターとて魔術師です。魔術を生りとする以上魔力は必ず漏れています。それを探ればこの町にいるマスターは特定できるのでは。
She's like, you just gotta sense, look for the mana machines.
悪い。あいにく
Damn it, you're
そんな器用なものは
useless.
できない。
I mean, I didn't even realize Tosaka's identity, and we go to the same school. I mean, she didn't realize you either. We're in the same building for 2 years, and on top of that, I saw her many times.
入ったな。これじゃ確かに半人前ってバカにされるわけだ。
All
マ
right,
スターとしての証も令樹だけだし。
let's look for command seals then, right?
なんか
Sigh heavily, and then
シロ、少し目を閉じてもらえますか？
Saber's face is as stern as she speaks.
目を閉じるってなんで？
あなたがマスターだと証明するためです。いいですから目を閉じて呼吸を整えてください。
All right, eyes closed. Don't do anything to me, sus. But I can't read when my eyes are closed, so I'll open my eyes. I feel something slightly touching my forehead. Wait, it's oddly pointed. Could it be the end of her sword?
セイバー、ちょっと待って。なんか変なことしてないか？
マスター、黙って私の指先に意識を
Oh, it's a
集中
fingertip.
してください。あなたも魔術師ならそれでこちらの魔力を感じ取れるでしょう。
Oh, so it's Saber's finger touching me. I put myself together and quiet my mind. Whoa! What's this? She's got this is a stat sheet. New servant data added. Oh, we actually get that.
今のなんだ？
New weapon data added. Oh, we actually get data. That's what happened in the Taiga dojo.
なんだではありません。あなたと私は契約によってつながっているのですから。
把握って今のが？
どのような形で把握したのかは知りません。サーバントの能力を測るのはあくまでシローが見る基準です。単純に色で識別するマスターもいれば獣に例えて見分けるマスターもいます。
Actually, do we see? Oh, here we do. Sir, we get a stat sheet. Your stats are B for strength, B for magic. Con is C, agility C, luck is C, and noble phantasm is C. And we don't have any information on a lot of stuff. Magic resistance, writing, intuition, a mana burst. Ah, I see. I love how in FGO she actually has all of these. So yeah, noble phantasm, barrier of the Wind King. The unseen sword. It doesn't let the enemy know what the weapon's distance. It's simple, but proves to be tremendously effective in hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, and all this other stuff too. Cool. We also have Lancer. We know his name is Kukulane, the Hound of Ku, I think it was called. I forgot. Agility is A because he's a Lancer. No Phantasm of B. And here we have the Great Hero of Ireland, and we have a lot of information. I do remember like over a decade ago when I was playing this game, there was like a stat sheet and stuff like that too for everyone. Battle continuation. Doesn't know when to give up. Guts, son. We have Archer with some stuff. Not enough because we don't have information. We don't even know who Ryder is. Nor caster, nor assassin, but Bazaka. Yo, look at the stat sheet. Everything's an A except for luck. Strength A+. I love how it, so I don't know if it's like this in this game, but in FGO, there are stats beyond A+, and that's EX, which isn't necessarily like higher than A, but it's just like unrankable. So it's kind of weird. Chaotic Madness. The greatest hero in Greek mythology. A demigod. Yes. And Madness Enhancement, Battle Continuation. Yeah, a lot of these skills transfer too. Anyways, back to talking to Saber. Oh, wait. We also have weapons. Unnamed Axe Sword. Okay. Berserker's Stone Sword. And Tiger Bamboo Sword. Yeah, this is the whole thing we got in the Tiger Dojo. And she was like, yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. The Shinai.
つまり個人差はあれど本人にとって最も判別しやすい捉え方をするということです。これはマスターとしての基本ですから今後は頻繁に確かめてください。私と同様一度見た相手ならばその詳細が理解できているはずですから。
I think I get it now. I was surprised because it was so sudden, but I might be able to act a bit more like a master now.
マスター、簡略しましたが私にできる説明は以上です。
ああ、駆け足だけど合点がいった。すまなかったな、セイバー。
Okay, am I now in the next one? Nope, we're still here. Whoa, she's
す
close.
まなかったではありません。状況が分かったのならこれからどうするかを決めるべきではないですか。
Saber leans forward attentively, awaiting my next words. This tells me Saber is probably the same as Tohsaka. She's the sort to strike first.
いや、どうするも何も別段変わったことはしないぞ。トーサカみたいに自分から他のマスターを倒しに行くなんて気はないからな。
Let's just take a little bit to relax and recover, please.
シロ、それでは話が違う。あなたはマスターとして聖杯を手に入れる気がないのですか。
I don't. Saber's eyes narrow. Those eyes are those of a cold-headed knight that does not accept any disagreement. I stare back, trying not to let myself be intimidated, and clearly convey my intentions.
ある。けど、それは悪いやつに渡らないようにしたいからだ。俺には自分から聖杯が欲しいっていう理由はない。けど、それは戦わないって意味じゃないぞ。見習いだけど、俺は魔術師だ。自分が後戻りできない場所にいることぐらい理解してる。無傷で何もしないままじゃ生き残れないってことは分かってる。
では魔術師として避けられない戦い、つまり聖杯を手に入れるためではなく聖杯による争いを防ぐために戦うというのですか。
ああ、そういうことになるのか。そうだな、きっとそういうことだ。うまく言葉にできないけどそういう戦いになら価値があるだろう。
Yeah. Honestly, the idea of a Holy Grail doesn't feel real to me, but preventing battles, that I can fight my hardest for, and do it with pride.
わからない。シロは魔術師だというならば万能である聖杯を欲するはずです。自分では叶えられない望みがあるからこそ魔術師は魔術を極めるのではないのですか。
何言ってるんだ。叶えられない望みなんて持ってないぞ俺。やらなくちゃいけないことは山ほどあるけどな。
Yeah. That's why I need to do everything in my power to keep innocent people out of this battle.
それではシロは聖杯がいらないというのですか。聖杯のためには戦わないと。
そうは言ってないだろう。戦うからには聖杯は手に入れるつもりだぞ。
それこそ矛盾している。あなたには必要がないものをなぜ戦ってまで欲するというのです。
I feel like this is going back and forth, but we're getting nowhere. Huh? Well, because winning means that you get the Holy Grail, and most of all,
セイバーには必要なんだろ。なら必ず手に入れなくちゃ。
it's for you, my queen.
なあ、他のマスターがどんなやつかは知ら
Oh,
ない。
new theme.
もしかすると中にはすごくいいやつだっているかもしれないけど、 俺はセイバーの味方をするって決めたんだ。そのセイバーが聖杯を手に入れたいって言うなら最大限手を貸すのは当たり前だ。
Yeah, I'm not a Segi no Mikata, I'm a Saber no Mikata.
その親父の受け売りなんだけどな。正義の味方になるんだったらエゴイストになれって。誰にも彼にも味方なんてしてたら意味がないんだから、自分が信用できる自分が好きな相手だけの味方をしなくちゃダメだって。
To be an egoist, let's go to Blue Lock.
今までそうは思えなかったけど、今はそう考えるべきだと思う。俺は自分のために戦うなんてのはできないけど、セイバーのために戦うんならそれがいい。
And to be honest, if it's something that this girl wants that seriously, it's only natural to want to obtain it for her no matter what. I mean, don't all guys think that way?
では私が聖杯を諦めれば戦わないというのですか、あなたは。
It's like, yeah, she's worth simping for. I mean, I wouldn't want that, but Saber does that. Everything I thought of so far falls apart.
いや、それでも同じだ。一度戦うと言ったんだ。だから逃げない。これは絶対だぞ、セイバー。
I look at her straight in the eye as I declare this. Saber doesn't respond immediately. He takes a deep breath and then looks at me.
わかりました。マスターであるあなたがそう言うのなら私は従うだけです。私の目的は聖杯であり、あなたの目的が争いの頂点であっても行き着く場所は同じですから。ですが、シロ。
Saber stops abruptly. She seems to look far into the distance.
私にはうまく言えないのですが、それではシロは後悔する。
Oh, dang.
きっと後悔することになる。
I'm telling you, you're gonna regret this. So she says. Okay, I think that is where we hit a different spot in our flowchart. What the fuck? Okay, so why do we go all the way up here? I don't know. And this is like with the same line as the prologue. I see. So that's interesting. Honestly, so I know that the first ending is supposed to be related to here. So I'm actually gonna explore this tangent first because I'm honestly a little bit curious. But yeah, I think we'll stop here. Honestly, I spent a lot of time just going through every choice, and a lot of it was just repeat stuff. But honestly, there was a lot that happened, and all of this is still within like almost the same day. But anyways, we'll continue with this weird route next time. Until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!